Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts. What's up? Happy Monday.
Hello. Oh shit.
Dick suckers.
Knocked my iPad over. Almost knocked this disgusting shot over.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, let's go ahead and knock the shot out and get it the fuck over with.
Yeah.
Of the leg spreader.
Oh fuck. I mean, I spilled
No,
mine.
they're both pretty full.
It's super full.
Suck you. That made my tits sizzle.
That's an accurate feeling, how it goes straight to your nipples.
It made my tits sizzle.
It does. It hits you straight in the nipples. Oh. It is not
delicious.
good. So not delicious.
No, it's not delicious.
Oh, it's cough medicine.
It's not as nauseating as it used to be, though.
I did notice that picture you took of me. You can see the bottle of it in the background.
Yeah, it's getting... we're now down to a fourth of it.
We are. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I need to wipe this up.
I will never buy it again. I can promise you that.
Never.
It's pretty gross. But welcome, everybody. Good to have you back here at the kitchen table of fuck. Suck it.
I didn't want that spillage just staring at me.
I had to put a hog in.
Oh, and
spill it on my paper a little.
And make it so you sound like you got a big cock in your mouth.
It's backy, man. Chew, wad. Chewing tobacco.
Backy.
Big chief. Saving it for a good time.
The best.
Love it.
Let's just recite the entire Sandlot. For this
Could easily be done. The greatest show ever.
Movie.
So, it's been a while since it's been me and you that's not just Big Brother.
I know. I feel like we pretty much hit everything that matters with Big Brother last time. I mean...
No, I don't want to do Big Brother tonight.
Yeah, everybody knows now that Bailey's head of household.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do a regular episode. I love having guests, but also it's a lot of work. Doing schedules and, making sure everybody's on the same page.
Well, that's
everyone's been great, and by a lot of work, I mean, not really, but for something that you do for free, it's a lot of work.
And I mean, you gotta...
And that you do for fun.
It's like you gotta... The stressful part for me is we have to be ready to go at a certain time, and then tonight we would have been fucked because everything was pushed back tonight.
Oh, I've been an hour off all night. Well, since I got home.
Because your phone was still in Alabama time after taking your
reset. I literally thought we still had plenty of time.
I was wondering why you were still just lounging when I came out of...
I was so tired. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't...
Yeah, I had to tell you, I took Griffin back to Alabama, so my phone swapped to... Central Time, and for some reason it had not swapped back.
That happens every once in a while. Mine does that sometimes, too.
It fucked me, though. Hardcore tonight, because I've been like, this night is dragging ass.
I was wondering why you were just being so la-di-da.
Yeah, I would have usually started shuffling and getting things started.
You're just laying there in your underpants when I came out from putting Gunner to bed.
In my tights, not underpants, my leggings.
In your pantyhose?
Yeah, these things are the tits to sleep in, by the way, guys. Get you some fucking women's leggings and sleep in them bitches. No drawers under. They're the tit shits.
I mean, why do you think I have 1,000 pairs of leggings?
I thought about it the other day when I was putting them on and feeling a little feminine. I was like, I don't even care, though, because this feels great to sleep in these.
They're the best.
They compress the balls.
Leggings
they
are
hold
the
the
truth.
shaft.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
But they're comfortable. No, they do the job of boxer briefs. They're the same thing, just longer. Mm-hmm. Cozy.
Just the long pants version of boxer briefs. Exactly.
Cozy.
That, yeah.
I think guys are getting fucked when it comes to leggings. I don't give two shits. I'll rock these bitches.
Should start wearing them to the gym in the wintertime.
I've been wearing them to the gym under my shorts. I even got a compliment by the oil change guy on the ones I have that have like the solar burst,
like the
pink ones. The guy doing the oil change is like, bro, where did you get those joggers?
They're not joggers.
First off, I know they're not joggers. But second off, I wish I could say they're women's underpants, bro. I don't give a shit what you think.
Did you say, I don't know, man?
I said, I don't know, bro. My wife got them for me.
Oh, what? Choked. Wuss.
I mean, that's the manly. Those guys are covered in motor oil.
I mean, there's a chick that works there, too.
I haven't seen her. I think she was probably arrested for meth. I never met anyone more jacked than every time I went in there.
She was super excited about changing your oil.
She asked me every single time.
About your tattoos?
Where did I get my tattoos and do I work out? Without remembering the last time.
Do you tell her different things every time?
No, I don't want to talk, so I just say the same boring routine.
I went to Tijuana and got all of them all at once. And no, I don't work out. This is natural.
I give the same boring ass
beer.
When because people ask about your tattoos a lot when you're sleeved out. It's getting more common now, of course, but I'm not.
People still ask.
I'm not one of these new age. I was doing it when the shit made you unemployable.
We talked about this the other day. I don't think it was on the podcast, though. Maybe it was. But God, like, it's so refreshing to be able to wear like a tank top to work. Remember when I used to have to wear it would be like I have to go work a golf tournament in May and I'd have to wear like a fucking cardigan. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, what? Why don't you take that off? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm cool.
I know. It was a stone cold rule. At GTE when I was there before it became anything else. And I was told flat out, you cannot go past your sleeve length, your polo with a tattoo. And I did. Oh, yeah. It was definitely frowned upon.
Not okay for a long time. But now, I see people, in the retail.
Well, you'll get sued for discrimination now.
Well, no, I know, like, retail store managers out there that work for my company that have like neck tattoos. So I'm all set.
It doesn't matter anymore. There's surgeons, lawyers. But anyway, my point was that, I'll get asked a lot the same question. And I hate small talk questions.
Well, it's just a reason to talk to you. They really don't care where you got your tattoos.
But that's my point is I know that you don't care about what the answer is. So I don't like bullshit. I'm the worst at it. Like I would rather have a real. If neither one of us are really interested, I would rather we just sit in silence. That's just me.
Me too.
Instead of the fake conversation, and so they'll be like, "Oh man, where'd you get that?" And just because for another reason, I don't want to have to recall all the different tattoo shops that I visited.
It's not like you sat down one day and was like,
or can remember what all shops I've been to.
No, because it's all.
So I just give them the same. It was all done at a shop in Alabama years ago. They all hurt every time. Bye. That's always my answer.
Even though you got several in Atlanta, sir.
I know. I just say that, and that seems to work.
Which is my stock answer, even though I didn't get all of them in Atlanta, is like, psycho tattoo in Atlanta.
Because if you start ripping off names, they're going to shut down anyway. You'd be like, bitch, why'd you ask me?
Yeah.
Because when they tune out after the first one, and then you're wasting your breath. It's such a waste of time.
Well, and it's not really, they don't care.
Shitters and spitters.
They mostly just want to talk to you because.
I don't know. I think it's just cool nowadays to be like, oh, love your sleeve, bro. Those look new. And I'm like, dude, I haven't gotten a new tattoo in decades.
No, yeah, and you don't, it's not like you take care.
No.
But one of Gunner's teachers, one of the pre-K teachers, when I went to go pick him up the other day that I don't see very often in the afternoon, I came to pick him up. She was like, oh, look at you, Mama. I love your tattoos. I was like, oh, thanks. Can I have my kid?
Yeah, I couldn't handle they hurt too damn much now. When I was younger, they still hurt. I just lied and told everyone they didn't. Every tattoo hurts.
They don't feel good, but it's doable. I do want to get some more shit on my left arm now to kind of.
If I got another one, I was thinking about it in the car today. If I ever did, and I never will, but if I did, I would do a neck tattoo. Just because I have, for one, so little neck. And two, it's probably one of the or on my hands. Like one of the last places where you can still say, go fuck yourself to the man.
You hate both of those places.
That's exactly why they would be the only places.
Because you say when you see tattoos on people's hands, a lot of times you think it's dirty.
No, fingers. The fingers, I think, looks like a super
it's
dirty.
Like it's dirt.
Like
okay.
If it was right here.
Okay, like Crystalia's.
Yeah, I can I wouldn't prefer it. It's not my spot of choice, but that's all that's left besides a face, and I'm never going to do that. But yeah, if I was...
For a while, I wanted a chest tattoo.
Yeah, that's no good.
But you said no.
I just have too much weirdness about that spot.
For me to have one?
For me to have one. And so I'm looking at you, and it would just every time I'd be like...
That's fine. I don't really want... It's not really... I don't really care
just to
as
fill
much
y'all
anymore.
all in, I'm like a rabid dog. If you touch my collarbone, I'll bite you.
Yeah, you'll come back with a bloody stump if you touch his collarbone. I mean, I
don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know the psychology. I'm sure Rachel knows. There's some trauma there or something.
You did break your collarbone once, didn't you?
Yeah, but...
Well, then it's just...
But it's either one.
Well, you don't have a neck either, so it's all very like...
Yeah, that was just weird. But if you touch me there, we fight to the death.
It's
and everyone dies.
That's like if you try to, and that's not like anybody would try, mainly like Gunner. But if you like try to stick your finger in my belly button, I'll fucking kill you.
Don't say that, because I've been laying on you before.
I hate it.
Post neck transplant, like fresh out, couple weeks. Once I was kind of like over the near death stage of recovery from that major surgery, and I was laying down, and I like got too close to her belly button, and she put me in like a rear naked choke. Still had like stitches and shit in my neck, and turned my head against put my ear on my shoulder, which my neck will never do now because there's metal plates in it.
Did I really?
No, but you've pushed on my neck and head before since. When I get too close to it.
Yeah.
You don't even think. It's a reflex. So I've never said anything, because it's the same way. I might elbow you in the head if you got too close to my... And I wouldn't feel bad about it, because that's reflexive. That's that has nothing to do with
out
you.
of my control. Yeah. I mean, it's just, for some reason, I don't know, belly button.
It's like when you step on a dog's tail or you jump on a old dog, they're going to turn around and bite you. It's not the dog's fault.
Yeah.
You should have known better.
I know.
All right. Well, first thing I wanted to talk about tonight is I want to do an early shout out / review of Kathy's podcast, Cinemondo.
Yes, my half sister Kathy.
Yes, she lives out in sunny Los Angeles, right? Beautiful LA.
Yep, out in California.
Yep. And she just started a podcast with 2 movie friends. She's balls deep in the movie industry, different ties. I don't know exactly the whole, art design. Well, I want to have her on to talk about how all she's involved, but she's a huge horror.
Which is funny that she's into all that, because we didn't grow up together, but...
Oh, I know.
But there's a lot of things.
But she's also very artistic, which is...
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of qualities that we obviously share. And I mean, whether it's genetic or not, or just coincidence. But it's just funny that kind of stuff brings us together now.
Or you can look at you both.
Well, for sure. Yeah. We both favor my dad, for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's some... your dad makes some strong, pretty women.
Yeah.
He has some beautiful sperm. Instead of like manly sperm, he's shooting out just beautiful girl sperm.
Yes, he made 5 beautiful daughters.
Yeah, he didn't have a subpar throwaway in the bunch.
No, yeah.
Usually there's a throwaway, like a bad, one that didn't, maybe just wouldn't quite look right. You guys are very beautiful women.
Yeah. Yep.
But he's a very pretty man. He's got no, he is. I mean, he's an older man now, but I mean, shit. Look, you've heard me fawn over his younger day pictures. He's a fucking handsome motherfucker.
Those pictures of when he was in VMI and stuff. I'm like, good gracious.
Take away all of
the
in his early VMI pictures, to me, he looks like a young Tom Cruise.
Yes, absolutely.
Then when he became middle aged, take away the horribleness of his character. He looked like John Edwards.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my dad.
No, your dad's fine. What? I'm saying take away the John Edwards horrible character
that
flaws.
Asshole John Edwards.
He looked like John, and I love John Edwards till what happened. I was a huge fan till he became the worst human being on the face of the earth.
Scumbag. But yeah.
But your dad looked like him a lot.
I can see that. Yeah, darker hair though.
And he's a super handsome guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just funny, but yes, that the force is strong.
No, that picture that from Instagram when she was doing the photo shoot for her podcast, like I hadn't seen it until you like reposted it, not where you said, "Good gracious."
Well, for that
and
one,
Brooke look alike, yeah.
And her mother even was like, "Well, now that you say it," but that one was more of like y'all's body posture,
just the whole,
which is all eerie with brothers and sisters. You know, sometimes you'll see families stand a certain way, and you'll be like, it's fucking clear those people are related. There's just something about the posture or the way the show, you know. Mm-hmm. It's clear with me and my dad. I mean, we stand the same. Gunner stands like me.
And Griffin
stands like me.
Griffin might not look a whole lot like you right now, but all that shit where he stands and like certain postures looks just like you. Yeah.
I promise y'all though, that shit about science evolution of when children are born, they look like their fathers, so that the father doesn't eat the young is real because Griffin looked like me.
Yeah.
For the first year of his life, and now he is his mother.
Remember we saw that on Yellowstone where the Indian guy was saying that, and I swear to God, I've said that before, like as a joke. Yeah, like I think nature just makes the babies look like the dad when they're newborn, so they don't reject them.
It's 100% real. I watched it with Griffin. I mean, Gunners look like me all the way through.
Yes,
but Griffin really did for a minute. Like there's pictures of Griffin as a baby where he looks like Gunner.
And I've seen it. You don't have to convince me.
I'm convincing the listeners. So when they see our pictures, they're not like, oh, that's their adopted Indian child.
That's their adopted Mexican child.
I mean, I'm telling y'all. He came out looking like old Randy Pants.
Looks nothing.
But he looks just like his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Great looking kid.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. Handsome as can be. But
absolutely.
Man, unless he starts making his faces and stuff, though, now. Or... You know, his supreme athleticism speaks volumes.
Obviously from dad. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy how much, I mean, just now getting to know Kathy as adults through Facebook, like seeing all her pictures, I'm just like, man, yeah, she looks just like my dad. It's awesome.
I wonder if she was a rascal like you.
I don't know. We can ask her.
Those are good questions I want to know.
Because that would all be stuff that, again, we got from my dad.
Well, yeah, and we're gonna have her on, we've talked about it, and she's totally down, and I can't wait to have her on. She's also very deeply entrenched in the West Memphis 3 case. She was a big supporter that helped, was instrumental in getting those guys released by keeping their website up and running.
Yeah,
like they've given her a lot of credit in a lot of their articles about it, and I want to dig into that.
I was super into that because, you know, true crime and all that.
Well, yeah, and it was fucked up.
It was super fucked up, but it was like a crazy...
Yeah, those kids they lost years of their life just because they were different, not because they hurt anybody, and that's what pissed me off about it. But that's another show,
and who killed those little kids?
I don't know. I don't know if Kathy still follows it. I think she just wanted to help out when she did, but I don't want to put words in her mouth. I'll wait till we ask her to figure out more about that. But to her podcast, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, they break down.
She really chaps my ass, and let me tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Interrupt you and tell you why she's pissed me off.
What?
Because they came out the gate hard and sound great.
Oh, clearly.
All sound professional. Yeah. It's very well done.
I don't think this is their first rodeo.
They didn't drop a deuce for the first couple of episodes. Man,
yeah, no, that's annoying.
It is a great, great show.
No, it is. I mean, I went and listened to the first episode. I'm like, hang on, this is very well produced. Like, the sound quality is excellent. Like, where's the shit bag?
Where's the oopsies?
Right.
Where's the first?
How's your first episode? So, like, I mean.
I think usually
it's not fair.
You know how it is. You do 3. You have to release 3 usually.
Yeah.
Which is how they did it. They did their 3 and then released them for most feeds.
Uh-huh.
And they were all really good. So I'm sure they put a lot of work, pre-work. Yeah. It was the material was very well thought out and everything. It's going to be fun if she comes on and says, we just fucking winged it.
Yeah. Well, but like, I want to know, like, I mean, nerdy shit. Like, what kind of equipment do you guys have? Does like one of those guys already have like some kind of studio? Do y'all go to a studio? Yeah, one of them
does. She told me that in the message that one of them has.
That's what
cool
just
equipment.
Intrigues me because I'm like, the sound quality is it's great. I mean, it sounds fantastic.
Well, what I love is she reached out to us a while back and was
when they were talking about it.
Yeah, and let us know she was listening to ours. I was like, hey, I'm listening to your show. It's funny. It's awesome. And it inspired me. We're gonna do one. Like, I think just gave her the guts, to go for it, which is awesome because she's already way better than I'm ever gonna be. She's got a good voice for it too. And so that they just kind of cover horror movies.
I love
and
the topic.
Break one down, and it's fucking awesome because they're all balls deep into it. So you get really good insight.
Well, and I love the kind of conversation, like, that's the kind of conversations that, like, like we have with, like, Jim and Susan when we're talking about a movie, but, like, they're recording it on a podcast, and it's, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great concept, and it's the kind of stuff that I like to listen to as well. Just, that's, like, besides true crime and, like, comedian podcasts, like, that's the other kind, because I just love that kind of shit too, like breaking down horror movies and shows and stuff, which is why we talk about The Walking Dead and other shows on
Yeah, but they talk about too, which I thought was interesting, that kind of like why people are so into horror, why they are, and each of them kind of give their opinion on, one of them was like, you never feel more alive than you do when you're scared,
right? Oh, fuck
and
yeah,
shit like that. And,
same with like going to a haunted house and
oh yeah,
and going on a roller coaster.
But if you're not following them on Twitter or Facebook, you're ridiculous because she has access to some of the coolest props.
Oh yeah,
and movies. She posts like different horror movie props and other cool shit. That
I don't know whose dog that was the other day. They posted
the pit bull.
Was it Dante? Was that his name?
I think so. The one that sounded like he was going to rip somebody's head off and shit down their neck.
No, he was just talking.
I know, but then he lurched at him, but it was like a hug.
It was like I love you. He's going.
Oh, we have a pit bull, so we love pits.
No, none of that sound or face scares me. I just want to smush it and kiss it.
Yeah. No, I mean the first time ever the other night, Gunnar he pinched John.
Yeah.
While he was dead asleep. And, John's getting older, and he made a noise. Didn't lurch or anything, but and he never even makes a noise. He'll just take it. But we had to explain to Gunnar.
That's the second time Gunnar's done something to him to make him do that. He did it one time when John was laying on Griffin's bed, and I don't know what he did.
No, I remember now.
He, pulled on his collar really hard or something to where, like, it... Because John would never... But
never. You have to hurt him.
He literally went like... kind of did like a yelp... like bark snap kind of sound, but he didn't snap at him, but it was like he got something scared the shit out of him and hurt him, but he immediately got up and ran out of the room. Like he didn't. And
no, he thought he was in trouble when
he thought he was going to be in trouble because I turned around and yelled at Gunnar because I knew Gunnar had done something.
Yeah.
And John bolted like we were mad at him, and I was like, no, come back in here. You lay down.
No, I mean, we just had to explain. I mean,
yeah,
it's not on the dogs. When kids jump on a sleeping dog or
I know
what the fuck they're gonna do. I mean, and Gunnar,
he felt bad.
Of course he did. He felt terrible, but that's how you learn.
I know, poor John.
But John, it's just not in his demeanor at all.
John is we're so lucky with our. I mean, Breeze was the same way. She would have never. I mean, Gunnar. He was not even.
No, she wouldn't even have done that growl.
No, she would have just got up and walked off.
She would have walked away and never hung out again.
Yeah, she would have just been like avoiding him for a little while. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty lucky. Gunnar is very rough. That's why pit bulls are great dogs with kids too, because they can take it.
Well, they were America's babysitter.
Yeah.
People for some reason think that it's all cyclical, but I mean, Spot from the Little Rascals.
Well, yeah, of course.
Was a pit bull.
But yeah, I mean,
they're the sweetest damn dog. I've never met a less are a more harmless dog than John.
I've never met a more cowardly dog than John.
Me either, except for the time he got in that scrap with another dog.
Yeah, true.
And you realize he's not a little bitch.
I don't know. And every once in a while, when he sees something like in the yard, that like if somebody walks up in the yard or like and
when
startles
they clean
him,
the gutters. That was the other when I was here, and they walked up the steps, and John didn't even see me because I was working. He saw their shadow. He rarely does this, but he let out because usually he barks like a little bitch.
Yeah, he let out one of those deep barks.
One of those like. Yeah, it scares the shit out of me.
Where his hair's standing up on his back.
Yeah, straight down his spine.
Like when he gets mad or like something scares him like that. Yeah, that's why I know nobody's ever gonna fucking break in this house. Like,
but he's also getting more ornery as he gets older. Like,
yeah,
got a little more balls. He sits through thunderstorms now. He used to go. It
was thundering like a big dick earlier.
Yeah,
it was raining some cats and dogs. I thought it was raining so loud earlier. I was like, damn, when we're recording the podcast, you're for sure going to be able to hear that because we're right next to windows in our kitchen, but it is no longer raining.
All right. So I want to give their Twitter handle out.
Oh, yeah.
At Cinemondo. Okay. The Twitter is at Cinemondo. That's CINEMONDO pod. So at Cinemondo pod.
And then they're on Twitter too, right?
That is Twitter.
Oh, I thought you said Instagram.
No, that's the Twitter.
Oh.
I'm not responsible for the Instagram. I don't know what.
It's probably the same.
But follow them on Twitter.
It's the same.
And check them out. Their shit is dope. And
oh, I've got my phone right here. Sorry,
I'm sure that they'll be blowing up pretty quick. They've got an episode dropping tomorrow. So.
Do they tell you what movie it is first?
No.
Oh.
She just said to be ready for a new episode dropping tomorrow. So check them out or you hate us. Those are your options. But so what I've been doing the last few weeks is we've been having guests. I've just kind of been canning fan questions and saving them, or listener questions, saving them in my notes on my phone.
I know from Fighter and the Kid, like that's where it comes out as like fan questions because that's what they call them.
Yeah,
but I mean, like as soon as one of us says it, I'm like, I'm a douchebag. Yeah,
we're probably bigger fans of you than you are us because you're probably a podcaster.
Yes,
and we probably like your shit way more than you like ours. So take that. But so. I wanted to start off, though, because we got one tonight from Stephanie with
from Drinks with Larry?
Our folks at Drinks with Larry.
Holla.
And it was pretty fucking funny.
Because she's awesome, and she needs to be in the description on your merch site.
She said, like, how do you get your spouse or spice to not do those little annoying things like sleep with other women?
Oh. Oh.
That's hilarious.
Those tiny little annoying things like fuck around on you with
dick in somebody.
Well,
that's just shitty.
That's just.
Also, I wonder, was she married before?
I think so. I think.
First question, then Stephanie, if you're married, and we're gonna have her.
I don't think she's married now. She's not married now. I think she is divorced.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I think we talked about that when we were on their show. Larry's divorced, and I think Stephanie's divorced. Aaron is married. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. With some kids.
I don't know if his kids with his current wife or not.
Yeah, I've seen it. I know that. I think he's got one or two that train taekwondo with him.
Yeah, they do. But like I'm saying, I don't know if it's with the same girl.
Well, you better know.
Fuck. I swear I listened.
Either way, my point is with her, if she's divorced, did she break, the golden rule?
Why are you going to say... Okay, go ahead before I strike you.
No, which is... It leads into the next question that was asked, which was, what's your best piece of advice for marriage? Mm-hmm. And I think we would agree on
sex all the time.
No, don't get married before 30. Is right there with sex.
Okay.
So she looks young. I don't know her age.
Yeah, she does.
But I bet she broke that golden rule. And me and you
are
both
we did
divorcees.
Yeah.
And we broke the golden rule.
We did.
So that's
even though we were with
numero uno.
Those, yeah, it doesn't matter how long you're with them.
It doesn't matter.
And even to me, it's so rare that you're gonna stay with that person. Like,
you're not gonna be that same person,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
when y'all were all lovey-dovey as children.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a couple people that come to mind. Like, okay,
Susan.
Yeah, and Sean, my old boss, but. Him and his wife
those
been
are
together.
Unicorns.
They've been together since high school. I know, like, but because that's what I think of. Like, but they're and they're awesome together now. But I mean, like, it's so rare that happens. You grow up and there's just you don't. And
I don't want to speak for everybody, but before I was 30, I didn't know what the fuck I was for sure. 100% where I was,
Yeah, for sure.
100% settled into anything. So that rule.
Well, and
is my best piece of advice, with a very close sub 2 eyes as the lots of sex.
Yeah, I mean, if you're having lots of sex with them, they're not going to cheat on you. But there's also, but you can't try and put it on yourself. Like, what do I do to make them not cheat on you? No. Because
that's definitely not you.
Because fuck that. Yeah, it's not you.
No.
They're a piece of shit, and y'all aren't meant for each other.
Yeah.
If that's what happens.
No, 100%. Whether you're,
and they're not a piece of shit. I'm just saying, like, it's y'all aren't meant for each other, and it's just not.
Well, of course, and I would think that I know that Rachel has said before that marriages can work after infidelity and all that, and you can remarry or something. I mean, I can see her view on that, but for me, that I don't know if that's doable or not. But
I could never look at your whiner again.
Yeah, it would be strange. So I don't blame you. And even if you were the one that was cheated on, the one that did the cheating, I can assure you that he knew that everything was over prior to that, and he should have just
Unless he's a complete piece of shit and just is an asshole that doesn't have any regard. But then, like, why would you have married
a sociopath?
A sociopath. Thank you. But yeah, typically that's the case. I mean, if we're generalizing that when infidelity happens, it's because there's shit already wrong and broken with your relationship, and you can't put fault necessarily on one particular person because it's.
No, and the person that's cheating should have the balls to end it. Sure.
Correct.
100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Before
it gets to that, you need to
say that.
You need to do something, especially if you're married.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Don't be under 30.
And that.
I'm telling you, that golden rule.
Because typically what happens, here's what happens. You're with somebody for a long time when you're young, and then you're an idiot. You're a young 20-something
you party
or whatever
hard together and it's great and all that.
Or it's not great. But then you're just like, you have all these weird, like, separate life things. Like, I've got my friends and he's got his friends and it's cool. And, but then we've got together and it's great. And that's one thing that's not gonna, like, there's no longevity in that kind of relationship. And then that just fosters, like, you start keeping things from each other. It's like, oh, well, we've got our other friends, so I don't need to tell them everything about everything. And, then you start finding little things that bother you about the other person, and then all that fosters resentment.
You're going into answering other questions.
What? Is there more?
Yeah, no, there's more questions that what you're saying now is going to be the answer to it. So don't go too deep or we're going to have no questions. So don't be 30. Okay. And yeah, I mean, basically what you're saying is you grow apart because you're still growing, and there's no time frame on knowing when you are going to grow up and when they are. But
then you're an idiot and you stay together because you're like, well, but I've been with them for so long, so we need to stay together. And you know what'll make it better? We should get married. And you know what'll make it even better?
Kids.
Let's have kids. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Sure. It's funny how that will happen.
Totally not the right answers. Spoiler alert. It doesn't make it better.
No,
it makes
doesn't. It does.
It complicates things way more.
It does make it harder, but I mean, it's definitely in the moment to have the balls to break it off when you know you're miserable. It takes a lot of guts, and even not everybody can do it. and then somebody ends up getting hurt.
Right.
And that's just
well, and the staying together for the kids thing, like that's a cop out, I think, because it's like it's actually
I hate that. I think it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse for sure. And I think that's pretty well known now that like, yeah, if two people are miserable with each other, they're not going to be the best parents they can be for the kids. But
no, I totally agree.
And it's easier to stay together because the actually having the conversation of this is over is so much harder.
Well, that goes into this question.
Mm-hmm.
And this question is for me. Randall, my husband and I catch each other in lies a lot recently. Why are we doing this? That's why I stopped you when you started talking about lies.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I have a theory.
Uh-huh.
And we know my theories are right. And
gospel.
Yes. And that is when you kind of have two choices in a relationship or marriage. It's almost like the movie, you know that movie with Jim Carrey, Yes Man?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you do a good job of this. You always say, yes to everything I ask. I say yes to everything you ask pretty much. And then we just see what happens. But
let the chips fall where they may.
When you both are comfortable with saying no and shutting each other down on things that obviously are important enough to you to ask, then you start lying.
Well, and
I'm speaking from experience. You can't be you, so then you lie.
And then the lies just pile on.
But if you just are like, yeah, let's do it. Okay. As long as we're not going to die and we're not going to lose the house.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that is the
that's the truth.
That's the method of our madness, I would think. If I had to give that to somebody of what's made it work is I don't remember times where either of us have ever been like,
no,
honey, I really want to do this. No. Never. Exactly. Neither one of us. Even if we don't want it, you'd be like, okay, well, let's do it. Yeah.
Well, and I think some of where people just want to be like, no, your ideas are stupid. It's like a vicious cycle of like something. There was one thing.
Can you hear me breathing? Because I just heard myself.
I did. But it's like a vicious cycle of like, they said no to one thing that you wanted to do, so then your butt hurt about it.
Well,
so then
the next thing down, you're like, okay,
right, exactly.
Next time they come to you, no.
It goes in the register of like, okay, remember, all right, motherfucker. So then they come to you and you're like, no, and it's just this vicious cycle of like building up more resentment, more resentment, more.
Next thing you know, you're rolling around nude or leading a different life because you're miserable,
right? And then
you're faking it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're faking it, and you're trying to convince yourself that this is what you want. And before you know it, you're, don't even know who you are anymore.
No, and I had gotten one of these, and it's so funny just because
this is old school. We used to get all these marriage questions.
I want to prove to the listeners, you can see I got my note thing put on, but I'd gotten a message a while back, and I didn't even ask the question or write it down, but I thought it was funny. And it was like, oh, well, would Randall give Brooke his phone for their whole episode?
What? He'd give it to me for the whole day if I wanted.
I know, but I guess it was a younger person. Yeah, I used to be that way.
Well, and that's the funny thing is you used to be like,
would you, I bet he wouldn't do that. It was something like, I don't even remember exactly how it's worded.
Yeah.
But just to prove the point, I'm going to slide this to Brooke. She's going to read, it's going to be funny listening to her read my notes. Because she's not going to know how to word these.
I know. What is it?
But I mean, I just don't give a shit. She can do whatever she wants with my phone.
Synonym?
So you'll have to remember what questions we've asked.
What were we on? Notes. Okay. How do I Nope. Wait. None of these we've asked. We got Cinnamando, yeah. Fake asses? I don't know what that means.
That's a topic I want to cover before we get off here.
Fake asses? Literal
like
an ass.
Fat injection asses.
Okay, that's where I was going.
We'll cover that in a little
Best
bit.
advice, question mark?
We answered that. That's the 30 and the sex.
Okay. God, I need like detailed notes for myself, like bullet points. If I'm going to remember shit, I'm like, I wouldn't remember what that was. Okay. How do I make my wife be as cool as B?
That's the next question. That's for me. Okay.
Well,
so ask it correctly now that you know what it means.
How do ask it correctly?
Put Randall in front of it because it's directed to me.
Randall, how do I make my wife as cool as Brooke?
Great question. I don't know. I mean, I think you can look for it in somebody if you're out shopping around trying to find somebody. But I mean, I don't know if it's very possible. I definitely got lucky, but how to say make them cool or not? I don't look at it that way. And you'll see my little note beside it says shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder.
That's kind of how I was thinking about it on the car ride home when I was
are not
looking
shoulder
at these
to shoulder.
questions. I know it's metaphorical.
Okay.
Let me drop some deep shit on everybody.
I'm like, my shoulder is like to your pec. Like, maybe.
If I'm explaining it, and this might just come off so weird, but maybe someone will see the genius in it, is you can go through life with somebody. There's 3 ways. You can go back to back and fight off this fight through this life, and you got each other's back. You're standing back to back, and you're both reacting to the shit life throws at you, and you might stay together fighting back to back. But
there's not really much of a partner.
Yeah. Or you can be face to face, and you can just look at each other, and that's it. But then you have no outside life. I look at us as that we live. Our marriage is shoulder to shoulder. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but that's how I look at it. If I had to put it into words,
I like that.
That's how we go through it.
I get it.
Yeah. So we see it all. We're present with each other. We're not back to back, so we don't not see each other.
Yeah.
And we fight through this life side by side.
Partners.
Yes, as a partnership. I'm out of here. Y'all are
deep.
welcome.
That was deep. I like it.
That's it for this episode.
That's a good analogy.
God, I'm good.
You're so smart, baby.
I'm going to fuck ski.
Okay, do I keep going?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this is great. So whoever asked that question like 2 months ago, if they still listen,
if you're still listening, if you haven't given up on us,
you still have my phone.
How do guys initiate sex? How do you guys initiate sex? Sorry, I left out a word.
Okay.
How do we? Like, I mean, both of us, I'm way more like, we're both pretty just like, Randall will be like, we need to come get on this. I can tell.
That's true. Or you gonna take it.
Yes.
There's 3 ways.
He's all mine, ladies.
Everything's 3 ways. No, don't say that because yours are no better.
I know. I was just about to say that.
Yours will be slide into bed, butt naked.
I just feel like get naked.
And you'll be like, take your pants off.
I'm less cute about it, more aggressive.
So there's those 2 ways work, and then we have the spur of the moment all the time where we'll roll over. And then we bang. We lead up to it, but sometimes it's...
I just like how I can, like, in my head, I know exactly your body language. Like, when we're just laying there watching TV, like,
of course.
I can tell by your, like, it's almost like when you see a guy, like, in the movie theater, like, yawn and go to, like, put his arm over the girl. I can tell by just what you're doing where I'm like, 5, 4, 3,
here
2.
comes the boner. And rager.
And TV goes off, and
here we go.
You need to get over here and get on.
No, it's the same thing. I mean, and I can see it miles away.
If I linger,
usually with you, if you stay naked out of the shower for more than 3 seconds, I know the party's on. Because I know your whole routine. That's why it's so great. But we also have frequent enough sex that it should be that predictable.
Yeah, it's predictable, but not in a bad way.
No, and there still is the spontaneous. Nobody really planned it.
Mm-hmm. That's
You get and
then there's the naked days where it's like, hey, clear your calendar.
No, but that leads into this article that I printed, the 30 pages, just to say one statistic out of it.
Was it 30 pages?
No, it's 6. But I was reading something the other day. I don't know where this came across me. But that women only orgasm in like 50% of the sexual encounters with their spouses or significant other. Mm-hmm. That includes like all the oral, everything, just in a total session.
That's like an average of all married women.
Yeah, they only get theirs 50% of the time. And what's even funnier, I still think that's rude and that's too low. I know your number's way higher than that.
Well, of course it is, but like honestly, just based on honestly, I feel like that number's higher than I thought.
Oh, I mean, maybe. And
all marriages?
I'm just going off me and you.
That makes me feel better about other people's marriages as a whole, because like I don't think most guys are as considerate, and it's not even just like the considerate, it's just like
it is rude.
Well, and a lot of wives just don't want to fucking deal with it because it takes effort. They're like, just get it over with because I want to go to sleep, is where a lot of marriages are. And that's where it's like, that's where shit's broken too. Because if you get to that point, you got to reevaluate some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you need to want to be in the moment and do all that with your husband. Like, agreed. If you want to be happy with him.
Well, yeah, and fuck, man. Why would you not want to be satisfied? That sucks, man. That is a shit. I'd feel like a shit bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what's funnier is only 95% of the men had an orgasm.
Huh?
Yeah. So
that should be 110%.
I mean, 5% of the guys are faking it. How can you fake it as a guy?
I don't even understand. That's nuts. I mean, literally in my head, I'm like, it's 110 to 15% because it once or twice.
I just want to see in a real relationship what it looks like when the guy fakes it. I picture it being like a stupid
I don't think they fake
movie.
it. I think they're just like, yep, I guess it's over.
I think they fake it. You'd have to be in a miserable, that'd have to be some terrible puss.
How do you fake, or just older, or like,
I don't know.
Medical
That's just
problems.
The numbers in this very, very
But 95,
serious.
I mean, so it's 5% of guys.
In heterosexual encounters.
And what are the ages? So there could be some like medical, and that's that 5%. It's got to be like, maybe there's some.
Nope. Ages 16 to 59.
So that is a wide fucking net of.
But why is the dude not blowing a load in 5% of the time?
If he's got, maybe those in their 50s, maybe some of them have some issues. I don't know.
I just think 5's a high. If it was 1%, then I could chalk it up to a medical condition.
I agree that it shouldn't be even 5%.
That 5% boggles me.
You see a naked woman, you've got a boner, and you have sex with her, and you finish.
Right. That 5% could be cocaine users, drug users. Man, you get on some old
too
much cocaina.
You drink too much.
Whiskey dick,
yeah. Or
bet it's a lot of whiskey dick, actually.
A lot of drinking or drugs. Yeah, all that
affects
about
the old whiskey dick. That's a real thing. You get old whiskey dick fuck for days.
And it
gets miserable.
Well, and it's just kind of half there. It's not really.
It's garbage.
It's not fully in the game.
What's the next question?
Oh, I forgot I had your. Okay.
Oh, and notice this. There's no lock code on my phone, so she didn't have to unlock anything.
No.
I never lock my phone. I don't even want a lock code.
Nope. Mine's my face, but my passcode's just because it's. I just wanted to do the face lock thing because it's an iPhone 10.
No, I don't trust it. With my beard and shit changing links, like I'd be locked out of my phone.
No, it constantly, like, if I'm like laying down or like there's certain things where I'm like, what kind of fucking face was I making with there's all the time I have to unlock it with the code. Okay. Randall, should a wife submit what? Your taxes?
No, he's talking about the biblical
know.
Sense of the wife should submit to the husband.
Like submit, like I'm your.
It's a bad word now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying bad as in profanity.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong term for the current society. That's a word that was written thousands and thousands of years ago in the Bible, and it just doesn't work.
Isn't it in like marriage vows? Like,
yeah, but it's just not the right word anymore.
No.
And don't be all bent out of shape about the shit, both guys and girls. It just needs to be in a different context now. So my answer would be no. It should just be an equal partnership.
Yeah.
That's just the way it should be to me.
It's not, does the wife submit? It's like, are you partners?
Are y'all down?
Yeah, you need to be there for each other, not just expect her to be down there for you and you not be there for her, because that is fucking bullshit.
No, it goes to the husband is the leader of the family. The wife submits to the husband. All that. I mean, I just...
But let me play devil's advocate for just a second. Do not make those gross noises in the microphone. That's nasty. As I like to reprimand you. So, no, a wife shouldn't submit to her husband, but a wife also should not make it her goal to emasculate.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%.
Like, don't take it that far to where you're like, I'm the man in the...
I don't even think it has to go that far or that deep, because it's going to be different for every couple. I think the word is an old word.
Yeah, for sure it's an old word.
Because it is true that if men are stronger physically than women, that's just science.
Just a genetic
for
fact.
body weight.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And women are not quite as strong per, pound or whatever.
Per capita, whatever. Pound for pound.
And a woman can easily take a man's all of his manhood away by emasculating him, like you're saying. Then there is a power there that women have that can make or break their man. So that's why I don't think it should be called a woman submitting to a man. It should just be the partnership. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if any guy is being honest, the woman can ruin.
Yeah.
When you see a woman that passive aggressively, or just that takes away her man's ability to be a man, it's disaster.
Well, exactly, and that's where again, like, resentment starts to build up, and it for both sides. So no, women shouldn't be submitting to their husbands, but there is a fine line of like your husband should still feel and should still be like the protector of the family. Like it's. You're in a heterosexual relationship, which you don't have to be in. And that's the only experience I have.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying this can be different for if you're in a who cares?
The only advice we are qualified to give is for a heterosexual man-woman relationship. I have no,
Absolutely. But if she were to not...
But I feel like it's important to make...
I think you could change it from submit, and I... love to interrupt you like I just did.
You even
from
raised your
submit
hand.
to support would work.
Yes.
If you could just change it to support.
There you go.
And it could go both ways.
Exactly.
But no, a woman should never be like, whatever you say, sir.
No, but he should
piss on me.
And a man should never expect that. But a woman should never also take it so far to the other side where, because if you can find that balance. Everybody knows pretty much, and Randall says it, and I don't feel like it's, I know it's true, I guess, but like the woman really holds all the power. But as far as like...
It's up to you to be smart enough to trick me, to make me feel like I hold some of it too.
And you do.
I know, but you're a genius about doing that, and I think that's...
Yeah, and you're for sure the protector and...
You're damn right I am. And the big dick bandit.
There you go.
So support. Since it was asked to me, I'd say, if it was up to me and I could go and change the Bible, I'd change it to the word support. That's just me.
And also add a line that the husband needs to support the wife too.
Yeah, I would just change it to, hey, I'll support each other, cool, and fuck.
Yeah.
Support each other and fuck and be cool.
Support each other, have lots of
Everybody
sex.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
How often does Brooke intentionally show okay, fuck me. How often does Brooke intentionally show you she loves you? God bless. Why was that so hard?
The question is how often?
How often?
I thought that was when's the last time. I'm remembering my notes wrong.
Or that. Whatever. How often should be all the fucking time?
Let me answer my question. Just because I'm more popular tonight with the questions, you usually get more questions than me. So this is cool that I'm getting more questions. Yeah. But all the time. But an example of it to me, despite all the sexy time and all the normal stuff, is when we went to the Falcons game. this weekend not the game, but their practice, the fan appreciation
day.
Yeah. We had the seats way up nosebleeds, super high. Brooke knows my feelings about heights have gotten worse as I've gotten older. It's really gotten bad. I used to do roller coasters. We did them together all the time. I didn't love
same thing with heights, me and like claustrophobia, yeah.
But the heights are getting to me way more. And just the simplest thing the other day or yesterday, I'm losing my mind.
It was yesterday.
Feels like a week ago. It was yesterday. As soon as I came up, because I came up later because I had to run our fucking clear bag back to the car because it was too fucking big. And it was clear
bag
that we see all of our guns that we were obviously taking into the stadium,
all of our drugs and guns and booze,
and it was like 2 inches too big or some shit.
Too goddamn big, and the lady almost got punched in the face.
And we weren't gonna valet the bag, so I ran it back to the car, caught up with them, and as soon as I sat down, when I was climbing the mountain to the seats, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad." And I sat down, and Brooke just didn't even really say anything, just put her hand on my leg. Like, as weird as that sounds, that's a way. That's totally speaks its own volumes. I knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing.
I didn't want you to feel like you were going to fall.
Of course. I know. I knew what it was, but that
I was doing that to
question.
you and Gunner. I was like,
Gunner was fine. He was willing to jump over the rail.
Oh, I know. But it was more just because I didn't want him to like be a spaz and like end up rolling off the...
No, because I was literally nauseous for about 10, 15 minutes.
As soon as we sat... It doesn't bother me at all, but as soon as we sat down, I turned to Griffin and I was like, your dad is not going to like this.
Because it's the new stadium. It went up.
It goes straight the fuck up.
Like, the decks are on top of each other way more than... Instead of outwardly up in a slower slope.
Instead of a more like angled slope, it goes more almost
at
you're
hanging over the edge.
90-degree angle. Yeah, like the person in front of you's head is right where your feet are. Like at the Georgia Dome, your hip, when you stood up in your seats, your hip was more at where their chair is in front of you. And this new stadium, your ankles are where their heads are at the row in front of you. And we were up in the very tippy top. We were in the 300 level, so it was a little bit more extreme. And just when we were sitting there just looking around, I could just tell it feels more intimate, even though I think I
loved it.
Even though I don't know if it's more seats in the Georgia Dome or is it the same?
I don't think it's probably a little.
70,
I think now they want to fill domes. They're not going so big. They want to fill them and make them feel louder, bigger.
Yeah, it felt more intimate for sure. But as I was looking at it, I'm like, it feels that way because we're all it's closer in because we're all just straight up. Like, yeah,
it's loud and it wasn't even full.
It's a fucking beautiful stadium. I mean, I'm not a Falcons fan for sure, but like, I mean,
engineering for sure.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to go there, but well, I'm glad it was just natural for me to just want to make you feel, because I knew as soon as I sat down, you were not going to like it, and you didn't even say anything when you sat down, and so that's why I just wanted to like kind of like be like,
no, but that effort is, I know that's a cheesy answer and not a cool one or anything. There's no sexy poo or anything, but that's, I mean, I'm trying to answer the question all the time, but those little things, right? When it comes down to like the love, it's those little things that both sides should do.
Right. Well, that like I truly care about your...
If those aren't there, that's scary. It should be. If that's not how you feel. Because it's funny, we had a great time. I enjoyed the shit out of it. We left, came home, we had a great afternoon. And we get home and we find out from Brooke's dad, he had called and was worried that I didn't have a good time.
I said, no, it's
clearly because of my face.
It's just his face.
As always. I had a fantastic time. I was in a great mood. We left having fun, smiling. We talked about it in the car. I was like, that was a great afternoon. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's fun. Once I was over the might throw up while I'm looking down at the field, it's fun as shit. Got to see Julio and Ridley, and, Matt Ryan, all the boys. I mean, I'm not a Falcons fan.
There's plenty of goddamn...
but I'm a fan of players, and so...
Alabama fans on...
oh, there's a lot. I had on an Alabama Crimson Tide shirt.
And you got a couple Roll Tides, of course, because you never don't. You ever want to feel camaraderie anywhere you are in the country, or probably the fucking world, put on a damn Alabama Crimson Tide shirt. It's so annoying.
Where were we in? We were Vegas snowboarding?
Nevada. Yeah.
And someone going over us.
In Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, somebody going over us on a lift. Because I was snowboarding in my Julio Jones rookie year jersey.
What? Was that long ago? I mean, Julio, how long is Julio Jones?
5 or 6 years.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was his rookie jersey. And the year he came out, and all we heard, like a few times that day, Roll Tide!
It was more than once, and it was so annoying. I was like, we are fucking all the way across the country. This should not happen. Yeah. So annoying. Just because
the Emperor saved
Alabama beats all my teams.
Well, I need to make an announcement here. I decided this also on the drive here back home today.
That's why you like Alabama. That Arizona shirt, because it's crimson.
No, I love this Arizona shirt because it's Pat Tillman.
I know, but it's also the same color. It's conveniently the same color as...
It is convenient color. But I've been looking for a pro team to root for again because I've been pretty much a lifelong Packers fan.
The Saints, come on.
Because of Brett Favre. I really pulled for... My dad's been a Packers fan his whole life, so kind of that, but I was a Brett Favre fan.
Yeah. That's what I tell people when they ask NFL. I'm like...
And I don't have one now.
I know.
And I'm 95% sure, but I've got to get the stamp from Brian and Larry and them. I think I'm going to become a Browns fan.
What the fuck?
For Baker Mayfield. I believe in him. Love that guy.
It's the most random shit I've ever heard in my life.
I told you and Griffin that he reminded me the most of Brett Favre coming out of college with his piss and vinegar attitude.
I kind of remember
He's got just enough moxie. And the Browns have been so bad for so long.
So, I mean, and I can't hate on that because, I mean, hello.
And I've got to have somebody to pull for.
Yeah. Why can't you just pull for the fucking Saints with me? God damn it.
They'll be my number twos.
Whatever. You can't just pick what, I mean.
I'm a fan of players. Whatever. But I deserve to get to root again. I love Drew. Who doesn't like Drew Brees? If you don't like Drew Brees, you're lying.
You're evil Satan.
You're a liar. I've never heard one person say a bad thing.
No, except for that drunk ass guy at that Falcons game that one time. And I'm clearly going to wear Saints shit to a Falcons Saints game or any Saints game. And the guy was like, Drew Brees sucks. I was like, you're dumb.
You're going to hell.
You're an idiot. That's just not true. You have...
Even he knew it, though. Right. When he said it, he was like, I'm sorry. I mean, not personally, because he's a great guy.
No. Well, and not even as a football player. Like, come on. That's just false. Like, you can't just throw shit like...
But Drew Brees is a small guy. I got an autograph from him for our buddy, Professor McNuggets.
There you go.
On Saints Hacks. He's also a fellow Saints fan.
Yes.
And I towered over Drew Brees. It's fucking crazy how little that guy is.
He's 5'10".
And he is a beast.
He's 5'10" on a good day. And I mean, he's one of the fucking best. He's Hall of Famer.
He's going to break all the records this year.
He breaks a record every single year.
But he's going after the big dick records this year. They find
every year. It's like Drew Brees breaks the blah-de-blah-blah-blah 5 million yard record. And I'm like, every year he's breaking another record. He's the man. You couldn't have just jumped on the Saints shit with me.
Nobody breaks the record for worst body as a quarterback than Tom Brady. Did you see that? Shab posted it.
Does he have dad bod?
He has the word. He just posted a picture of him and Giselle. He's so skinny fat.
And
he is the GOAT.
Yeah.
It just shows you.
And his wife's a fucking supermodel.
Oh, yeah. But it just shows that guy doesn't have a fast twitch fiber in his body. You have to look. It's incredible. And his face is a supermodel face. So yes. He gets away with that. He's super tall. But man, he looks like every dad.
Like a little gut and everything?
Yeah, he's just skinny fat.
That's so weird. I just assume he's...
It's hilarious.
Shredded up under that.
No, not at all. And it's not bad. He just does not... You wouldn't think just that guy could make an athletic movement.
Just a little smushy.
Yeah.
That's
got a
funny.
nice appendix scar.
Is it maybe because it's not football season?
No, it's just he looked that way when he got drafted. It's just proof that for one, he doesn't do steroids. Clearly, because he looks exactly the same as his draft.
22-year-old
when he
draft.
went through the cattle prod for the draft. He looked terrible then. He looks terrible now.
That's so funny.
He's still slow. He ran like a 6'10", 40.
That's like Peyton. Peyton is like, it's like he has cinder blocks for feet.
But even Peyton has a better body. Had a little more musculature.
Yeah.
Musculature
than
Tom. But that's to take nothing away. That just makes it more impressive to me that he's as good as he is.
Oh, yeah.
And then he bagged the
Giselle Bundchen,
the hottest chick, which I've never been
she's beautiful.
Her face to me isn't the greatest, but I mean we can always debate that.
She's fucking gorgeous.
But so I want to ask Larry and Brian and them guys if the dog pound would accept me or not. I don't know because it's weird, but I do believe in Baker Mayfield. I'm making that prediction now. I think he's going to work out. It's time for Cleveland to be good again, though. For fuck's sake, let them be good.
I mean, I'm all for it. I can't. I mean, fuck. Saints were so terrible for so long. Like, I feel you.
So what's the next question?
Oh.
Or is there more?
Yeah, there's more. Flippity floppity. Da 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 da. Brooke, my wife rarely wants to have sex. What the fuck?
I saw that.
Or WTF. What the fuck? I mean, so
check her testosterone level per Isis and Eros.
There you go. Check her testosterone level. Get her some of that gel to rub on her groin area.
Has made Isis the horniest person on earth, according to Eros.
And just.
By the way, and I want to interrupt you again, intentionally. Tonight I'm bad.
You're like me.
I was calling him Eros both times we had him on. It's Eros.
Oh.
Is how you pronounce it. I listened to another part of their show.
Can we just blame it on being Southern?
Or blame it on having hard-ass names that you guys picked out. So I don't know how to read that. Like
Eros. I was saying Eros too.
Mine was real. Like I was a hard E. I was like, hey, Eros. So Eros.
E-Roast.
And then I'm listening to another one of their shows, and it's like, yeah, Eros. So
he never
like a bow and arrow. No, he didn't. He's a gentleman and he's awesome. Okay. But yeah, so I fucked us on that big time because I said it 100 times. So back to answering your listener question.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, you can't. She really wants to have sex. You gotta make sure you're not like. Don't be pitiful.
Well, is your marriage dead?
And don't. I mean, maybe you need to start somewhere else. You know, like let's try to connect in other ways besides having sex. You know, like. With
the end goal of being sex.
For sure. But you gotta, let's maybe take a step back and look at other parts and see if, do you feel like you guys are having fun and connecting when you're not naked? And then maybe try to incorporate that into, and there's things that can get her in the mood and thinking about it. You got to flirt with your wife. You got to make her feel like she's pretty.
You got to do the helicopter.
No, that's not something that turns women on.
Do the helicopter.
It's
20% of the time it works every time.
It doesn't work. It's ridiculous.
But you would do it too if you had a wiener.
I would. I can't hate on it, but I'm not saying.
No, and I've never come out doing the helicopter.
You don't use it as a tactic to try and turn a woman on. It's just being silly.
Wouldn't you agree though that this is a tough question to diagnose without answering something?
That's what I'm saying. Like you need to take a step back, look at first look at. I can't just say like do this and this in the bedroom because
so if y'all's marriage is shitty. Do you really expect to be
don't just automatically go there. Like you got. I mean, you can't just be like it's shitty.
I'm talking about him on whoever's asking you this.
Yeah.
They can't expect to be steady fucking if they don't even talk to each other.
And that's what I'm trying to give.
Well, shut up and answer it.
I'm trying to.
Quit letting me interrupt you, motherfuck.
I forgot where I was because you interrupted me.
We're pros at this. Go ahead. All right, I'm pushing away from the mic.
I literally forgot where I was. Tell her she's pretty? Flirt with her.
No, I think you were saying more about the diving into other areas.
You don't know.
I brought out the helicopter and just ruined it for you.
See, it works. Okay. Let me rewind and try and have Randall not interrupt me. Yeah. Make sure you guys are having fun together. And flirt with her throughout the day, but not in a creepy way. Like, but
you can send her there's nothing wrong with sending your spouse a spicy pic.
Yeah. Oh, Randall every once in a while send me a picture like in his undies
on
from the gym.
Ab days.
On good ab days.
Sure,
yeah.
I do, all the time.
I mean, that definitely gets me thinking about stuff. And, just, a quick text to be like, hey, you looked really pretty today or your ass looked great in those jeans.
Yes, that's a good one.
Grab her butt a lot throughout the day.
On the way out the door that morning.
I love
Set
that.
the tone. She's going to know she's going to get it.
And also, once you get to the ground zero doing the deed time, don't just be like, hop up on this and take care of me.
Preach.
We've talked about this before, that you got to make sure she's taken care of. And then she's more likely, she's more likely to want to do it that more if she knows that you're going to take her pleasure into consideration.
That's so true. Because I can only imagine it doesn't happen to me because I'm not a woman, but after a while of if you're never, or if you rarely get to orgasm, to where you'd be like, what? Fuck that. This is all not worth it.
If it's
time.
just a
Good
chore,
night.
yeah.
If you're just a cum dumpster, excuse my language. But yeah, if your wife feels like a cum dumpster, bet she doesn't want to fuck. I hope that's not the case, Mr. Question Asker. But don't make your wife feel like a cum dumpster is my recommendation. I bet there are some that feel like that.
I know. Oh, God. That just makes me think of
it's gross.
Something that Jeremy told me about some guy in jail.
Oh, that's gross.
I know. That's the only time I've heard that, description used.
It's a rough description.
All right. But, yeah, for sure don't make your wife feel like it.
Well, she's going to feel that way if she never gets
But if you're,
orgasm.
But exactly. If you're not taking care of her needs, then that's exactly and it's just going to become a chore, and then why would she
to go to bed?
And then why would she want to? It's getting sleep sounds like more fun than being a cum dumpster.
Everything.
Moral
sounds
of
like
the story.
More fun than being a cum dumpster. Sounds like the worst thing to be on earth.
That's our PSA for this episode.
Yep, that's going to be the name.
I don't think we can have cum dumpster.
How would you just spell it? COME dumpster. Somehow there will be cum dumpster somewhere in this description now, because that is the highlight so far. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Describe each other's demeanor in one word.
Ooh.
Demeanor. I don't know how to.
Demeanor. So that would be your aura.
Right. That's what
your color.
I mean,
Caitlin.
So
I would say comfortable is what comes to my mind.
Oh, okay.
Because I think you're one of the most comfortable in your own skin people that I know. Really? That's your demeanor. You're a chameleon. You can fit into all different crowds. I've said that about you forever.
Yeah.
I can dress you up to the fancies, and I've had you in the nastiest honky tonks with my country family and friends that there are available. And you can blend into all those. So of your demeanor, I would say comfortable.
I like that. I do
too. I feel good about it.
I was going to say confident.
2 C's. We'll go with that. Confident, comfortable, cum dumpsters. The 3 C's. We win. No, I'll take confident. That works for me, but that's good. I can't argue either one of those. So
yeah.
What's the next one? I don't want to screw that up. That was well done on both parts.
All right. My husband and I catch each other and oh, wait. Nope. We already did that
one.
So this is typical. Randall just jumps around.
Yes. See, she still has my phone. Can you see? Because you don't even have your glasses on.
That's why I'm holding the phone up to my face. No, it hurts. The headphones squish my glasses right on the side of my head after a while sometimes. So yeah, and then the last thing on here is women orgasm less than men.
That was the study.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now let's talk about fake asses, and we're done.
Good. See, there is no.
That is how horribly organized I do our episodes. and no one ever notices that we have an outline.
This is why I could never. You couldn't write an outline and then give it to me because I would be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
I knew you would be.
Yeah,
but that's what was funny about this episode.
Fake asses was second in the list here. The husband and lies and orgasms were second to last and last. Mm-hmm. So this is, and that's always the case because I've seen when you write it down.
I try to go with the flow of the conversation.
That you're right, but it's not always. You will direct it into where you feel like you want to go too.
Sure, but you had started on lies after the first question, so that's why I went to the end with the lies question.
No, that makes sense for sure, but that's just funny. No, that's just. I mean, that's just your MO.
No, that's called being a professional.
It's just
clearly well written, thought out, grammar perfect.
That is
There's not even bullet points. It's just a big paragraph.
It's a nightmare for me in my OCD brain of formatting must be perfect always.
But no, the reason I was wanting to talk about the fake asses
is that still a thing?
Well, the ass injections now are real big. What's the big rapper girl? Not the like the new
Cardi
Nicki Minaj. Yes. Mm-hmm. And Nicki Minaj.
Her and Nicki Minaj both just had a baby at the same time, I think.
And Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
and everybody's rage and Courtney about all these big asses now that are full of shit getting injected into them.
Mm-hmm. Nicki Minaj is just obvious.
Grosses me. They don't look good. They only look good when they're forced into Spanx by a professional photographer. Mm-hmm. But anytime you see, I can't even imagine
outside of Spanx, like what's happening with that?
Oh, you've seen the one of Kim Kardashian on the beach. Her ass looks like a golf ball. It's dimpled with cottage cheese holes. It's disgusting. Just have your natural ass, ladies. Everybody doesn't have a good ass, but don't ruin it.
Don't make it worse.
Make a nice, even skinned ass into a dimpled golf ball or wiffle ball. It is gross. I just don't think it's worth it. I don't understand it. That and the new age of women doing that ridiculous over-the-top Botox on their top lip that makes their lip stiff
like
as a
Michelle
board.
Pfeiffer did.
And Deborah Messing.
Meg Ryan.
Oh, well, Meg Ryan tore her shit up. She still pisses me
Meg
off.
Ryan breaks your heart. I know. Because she was like...
She was my favorite.
She was America's... I mean, I love her still, but like, oh, bless her. Courtney Cox did the same thing.
Courtney Cox, fuck.
Courtney Cox is mad at herself. She's mad at herself. She when... did you watch that with me when she did the Bear Grylls thing?
No.
She straight up said it. She was like...
Really?
Yeah. She was like... She basically all but said, I fucked up my face. I
went too far?
Yes, exactly. She's like, I went too far with surgeries. I respect that. Yeah. She fully knows. She's like, but it's not like you can, because it's kind of, no, it's kind of like when you burn a steak. You can't dump ice on it.
No, you can't unburn it. Yeah. You can always cook it more.
Yeah.
No, so you can't put the skin back that they remove when they stretch your shit. But the lip grosses me. It's a new fad that some people find attractive. But when you have that little, everybody's got that normal dimple unless you have a cleft palate under your nose.
Yeah, I have a scar in mine where I busted mine open as a kid.
So everyone's got that normally. When that's gone because you've Botoxed your shit so stiff, and somebody says, you look gorgeous, natural. No, you don't. You don't look natural.
You look like a balloon animal.
You look different. You no longer look like the same species. I don't understand.
Exactly. You look like a...
Women are so, and I feel bad for women in this regard because they're held to such unfair bullshit standards with these Kardashian types and shit that they're horrified of aging, but there's still some dime piece, like Helen Mirren.
Blythe Danner.
But
Gwyneth Paltrow's
you
mom.
Acknowledge Helen Mirren, right?
Oh, for sure.
She's still a dime piece. Gray, older. Yeah. She's still hot.
And Blythe Danner.
Yes. No, I agree with that 100%.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can age
very
gracefully.
Well.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's guys that do it too, like Ray Liotta, that fucking commercial we saw that came on the other night.
His quitting smoking, his Chantix commercial horrifies me.
It makes me so sad. I'm like, you were fucking gorgeous.
I would never say gorgeous because he always had pock marks, but it fit his character.
He was like, but he had that like smolder.
No, he did. It for sure did.
Oh, he's
ruined it. It's weird.
He looks like an alien. He looks like a mannequin.
He's done the Mickey Rourke. He's went so far.
Yes.
Mickey Rourke was that way. Such a handsome fucker.
There's no expressions on when you're talking.
No, Ray Liotta looked surprised that whole commercial. Yeah. Shocked to be there. His mouth
barely moves, and there's nothing moving on. His face is cement. It is not moving at all. Like, I sat there and looked at his upper half of his face, like in his eyes, for the whole commercial. Nothing moved. Yeah. Like, it's insane.
So weird. I don't understand it.
I know. The pressure must be insane.
Oh,
with
I'm
trying
all for it.
to
Listen,
stay young looking, but like, oh my gosh.
If you got a bumpy nose and
Robert De Niro's just let it ride too, and he looks great.
You want to pass it off and lie to everybody and say you had a deviated septum, but you really got a little nose job. That's fine. I'm all for that. If somebody's got a horrible beak.
You said that about Carrie Underwood when she fell.
Oh, she had plastic. Her lip. She had her lips done, and she used that as an excuse.
I think she really fell.
She did fall. She broke her wrist, but at 6 months after the fall, she goes, "Oh yeah, I may not look the same because I also busted my face."
That just makes me sad because she's fucking younger than us, and she's
her lips
beautiful.
Don't look right. She's a smoke show.
Yeah,
unnecessary.
So unnecessary. Nothing needed to change about her face ever.
No. If she starts fucking around with her butt or legs, she's an idiot.
She goes to the gym to fuck around with her butt and legs.
Well, no, that's J-Lo at the gym. J-Lo's been hitting the gym. But J-Lo's been hitting the gym like a bodybuilder.
J-Lo is out of control hot. She
at
just
50.
turned 50.
It's incredible. I'm shocked about that. I just have respect for that.
# goals.
That is some work.
Yeah.
Because if you remember her when she was a fly girl.
Uh-huh.
On In Living Color,
thick.
She was way thick.
Uh-huh.
And she's still thick, lady, like her butt and everything. But man, she's brought her abs in.
Well, no, but she works it all in all the right ways. That she's a fucking dime piece, and she's had twins, and she's 50, and for fuck's sake, smoke show, yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. Is it 11?
I can't see. It's 11.
Yeah, my phone says 10, so that means 11.
We need to go.
Yeah, well, we're going to wrap it up. Fuck faces. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope we saved some marriages here. Don't be a cum dumpster. And...
Wait, was it comfortable, confident cum dumpster?
Yeah, comfortable, confident cum dumpsters. AKA
I'm gonna try to make that the title. We'll see if we get shut down.
Yeah. That would be beautiful. All right, well that's it. We'll talk to you guys on Friday. Fuck.
Yeah. Do we have a guest this Friday?
No, it's Big Brother.
Oh, again. All right.
Mm-hmm. We're doing it. We'll recap every week and fuck around. We got plenty of people that are lined up to be a guest. We just haven't set a date. But I want to chill for a little bit.
I'm cool with that.
Do us for a while.
See
if our numbers drop. Or if they rise.
And then we do scramble and get a bunch of interviews.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here.
Peace
Dick
out,
suckers.
friends.
Y'all go fuck yourselves and fuck your mothers.
Oh, nice. Bye-bye.